Kirk. Last night, if you guys didn't see it, I was very frustrated with, and I've said this before the past couple seasons of MTV's The Real World, the show that I've covered for since 2012, technically 2011, but fully 2012. I've covered both The Real World and The Challenge since 2011, 2012, and ugh, I'm starting to be realistic about this show now. It's on its last legs. And I didn't believe it when they did the switch from Seven Strangers to a twist like Real World Explosion in 2014. But now especially after the finale last night, I'm totally seeing it. Real World is not how it used to be. I mean, we obviously knew that it's not how it used to be because of these twists, but especially these past two seasons, we get, and this is what drives me nuts. We get guys who treat women like crap. We get a quote unquote alleged racist in the house. We get people who would just instigate. And I mean, it's just not the real world that people my age, I'm in my late 20s, people my age fell in love with growing up watching seasons like the Real World Austin, Real World Denver, Real World Brooklyn. It's never going to be like that ever again. And to think that people think that Real World is still going to keep going, as a fan, I hope it does, but honestly, it's not looking good at all. Not at all. I mean, this Real World season, the ratings were god awful. I mean, I think the highest rated episode was 400,000 people watched it. People just don't care about the MTV's Real World anymore. I mean, it's starting to become a whole network thing, but basically it's just, I feel like the Real World's going to be ending soon. Whether this season 32 was the last season, or if they do try to do one or two more, I don't know. It's just, I hate to say this, and I love the Real World. I love covering it. I've done so many interviews throughout the Real World. I did 3 very strong season of Real World interviews, starting with the Real World St. Thomas, going up to Real World Explosion. I did a few in Real World Skeletons. I did one in Real World Go Big or Go Home. Um, as you guys know, I didn't cover it at all this season. I've been too busy with my job. I started a job about mid October, and unfortunately, I don't have time to do a podcast as much as I want to anymore. But even if I wanted to, I don't know if I would cover this. I'm glad I didn't cover this world because this world wasn't good. We had a couple good highlights. I mean, I tweeted last night that I had 4 favorites. The Stack sisters, Anna and Katrina. I was a fan of Anna from the point she dumped Peter. I feel like she's been a very likable character. Yeah, she did some questionable things, and heck, they all do when it comes to being on the Real World. I was a big fan of Jordan. I feel like Jordan was a very genuine person. The way that she like exited with Tiara, how she ended things with Tiara, being like, "I'll be here for you," and stuff like that that's a very good impression on me. And the last one was Theo. Theo was one that I thought was very hilarious. One casting type I like is when they cast guys who are funny. Guys like Theo, guys like um, guys like Corey. Corey was hilarious. He was hysterical every episode. Some of the stuff he said was absolutely funny. I don't like the casting types like Peter and Mike. I hate to say it to those guys, and I don't mean any disrespect to any of them. I'm sure this experience is something that I'm never going to be going through in my lifetime because one, I'm over the age limit to get cast on Rural, and two, I don't think and I've applied. I think I applied once to be on Rural. I applied a few times to be on Are You the One, and I see why I don't get casted because they cast guys who are manipulative. They all they want to do is just bring girls down. I mean, the whole thing with Peter last night. And before I get into it further, I just want to make things clear. I am just talking about what I see. I'm not talking about how they are as people. I'm not gonna say that they're terrible human beings. I'm sure outside of the shows, people like Peter, people like Mike, and I saw Mike in an interview with the Are You the One reunion. He came off very well. He came off very well, and I feel like everybody who gets cast on the show, I feel like are probably really great people outside of the show, but just the stuff that I see and stuff that everybody else sees that watches the show, it's just not a good look for MTV anymore. I mean, this whole ultimatum last night and Mike telling Jen, not Mike, excuse me, Peter telling Jen, be, if you don't go home with me, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stay with you. Obviously, we know in real time now that they're still together. A couple days ago, I saw a picture on Jen's Twitter that he got him a prostitute. So I mean, I'm happy for them. I hope things work out with them. But as far as the edit goes, I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand Cassius. Cassius was just out of control. And the thing that really ticks me off as far as the whole casting thing is, and I mean, we saw this with this season with Mike, Peter, Cassius. We saw this last season with Jenna and Jenna and we'll just leave it at just Jenna, and we see them have no accountability of their actions. I mean, if I were to do something like what people have done on these real worlds, and if I knew I was wrong, I would go up to the person and straight up apologize. I mean, obviously, that's not good TV, but so be it, you know? I mean, just to end it, I feel like the world is going further and further downhill. Obviously, we're never going to get a season of 7 regular people. A couple of ideas that I have, I feel like what if you casted 7, 8 people, originally have 7, well, what if you do something like what Big Brother's done with a twin twist? You have people switch it in and out, and then eventually after, I want to say in real time, just do it for 2 weeks. Have it for like 3 episodes. We all know that we going into the season, like we would know who the identical twins were, and we would know before anybody else would, and have the big reveal be like, oh my goodness, another one. I feel like I don't want another twist like Go Big or Go Home, but what if they casted some people from like the same location? I'm not saying that they know each other, but what if they casted? I'm not, and people are gonna think like, oh, this is like Jersey Shore, which it kind of is. But you know what? What if they casted people like from Florida, or a random state like North? I don't know why they would cast people from North Dakota, but what if they geographically casted a bunch of people, put them in a house that they've never known before, and see what happened. I and just to and I'll end it now. I am very worried about the real world, which makes me worried about the challenge because obviously the challenge guys pull from the real world will obviously see some people from real world Go Big or Go Home, and real world Bad Blood. We'll see more people from real world Skeletons on this upcoming challenge. I'm not going to say who yet. I want the real world to keep going because I want to see more people come on the challenges. But if this is what MTV and Bina Murray is gonna throw out there, I just don't want to watch it anymore. I went 2 weeks without watching episode 10. It was the same night as the Survivor finale. I watched the Survivor finale. I didn't even think about watching the Real World Bad Blood episode 10 till the day before just last week. So I mean, I'm rooting for you guys, MTV Real World, but I'm giving up hope, unfortunately. And it is what it is, you know. So I'm gonna post this. I think I'm gonna put this on my blog as well. My blog, Big Time Reality TV, and .blogspot.com, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube. So please, guys, what please tweet me at CCGrade what you guys think of my opinions about the real world. And if I'm wrong or if I'm right, I will be open for any criticism about it. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys.